Hey guys, this is Katie, Ozzy the Rat's mom, and today I'm going to show you how to make a fun foraging toy like in the video. So they're really cost efficient, they're super easy to make, and your rats will have lots of fun playing with them. And you don't need to just make these for rats, you can use them for any small animal. To get started, you're going to need a jar. So I like to use a peanut butter jar. We eat a lot of peanut butter in the house. There's always peanut butter jars available. Anything that's going to be plastic, not a glass jar, and anything that's going to be thin and easy to cut through. So I like the peanut butter jars too because they have a large mouth, so you can really like get in there and put stuff in. So other than the jar, you're going to need some string to hang it, a marker to pick the spots on the jar where you're gonna put your holes, some stuff to fill the jar. I like to use paper Easter grass. You have to make sure it's the paper kind if you're going to be using Easter grass. The plastic kind is not good for them. This is also sold as like crinkly paper you can use to stuff gift bags, things like that. You can get it at most craft stores, anywhere that sells gift products. I stock up on them after Easter because they're really cheap, so I have like a million of these hoarded in a pile for the boys. And you can also fill it with some treats. Now these are just some almonds. Anything that is raw, like not salted, not sugared, any kind of dry fruit, nut, even like yogis, anything like that, they're perfect healthy treats for them. So you're also going to need either a drill or a pair of very sharp scissors for this project. And if you are younger, then you should definitely have an adult help you because it can be a little dangerous, okay? So to get things started, you're going to take your jar and you're going to rinse it out really, really, really well. So you want to get all of like the peanut butter residue or any kind of other residue out of there so that it doesn't get gross and moldy and yucky. So it'll probably still smell like peanut butter a little like this one does, and that's just going to make the rats more excited to go play with it. They're going to smell it and be like, oh my god, what's in there? So first you're going to remove your label. So if it's giving you trouble, you can soak it in water for a little while and it should peel right off. See? It's super easy, right? Next, you're going to take your marker and you're going to mark where you want to drill your holes. So I like to leave like this lip area free, and I like to do them like just spaced out every so often. Just so that multiple rats can play with this at once, so you don't have a whole bunch of rats trying to dig through the one hole. Okay, and I also like to do a large one in the bottom. Alright, so I'm gonna go cut these holes. Oh, actually, you need to cut one in the lid as well for the string to attach it to the cage, okay? Don't forget that part, it's important, otherwise you're gonna have it rolling all around the cage with nowhere to attach it to. So to drill these holes in, I can't quite do that on camera, so I'm going to go ahead and go off and cut these guys open, okay? I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay guys, so we're back. I've got my holes cut in my jar and I've got my hole in my lid and we are good to go. So if you don't have a drill and you're going to be cutting this jar with some like sharp scissors, you are going to have some jaggies on here like these. That's not going to be perfectly smooth like it would be with a drill. So what you can do to make this smoother is take that marker that we had before and take a piece of sandpaper. Now wrap that sandpaper around the marker and you can stick that in the holes and file them down. It's quick and easy, doesn't take very long. Don't worry about making it too pretty, just make sure it's smooth. It doesn't need to be pretty because they're going to be chewing on the plastic to get to the treats inside anyway if your guys are as impatient as mine are. So the most important thing is just making sure that it's not like sharp and nobody's going to cut themselves. So now that we've got this and we're good to go, and we've got our lid, the first thing we're going to do is attach the string. So I like to double mine up a few times like this and then tie a knot. That's all, just like a simple knot. You could also braid it if you want it to look pretty. By the way, I like to use seesaw rope. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before. It's just like a natural like rope. You can use whatever you have laying around. I've seen some people use yarn for things like this. It's super easy. So then you're just going to poke your rope through the hole in your jar, pull it tight. Then tie another knot with your rope. Okay, and now you're good to go. It's all nice and snug. If you want to, you can cut away this excess thread on the inside so it's nice and clean and you're good to go. So now we get to the fun part, layering the jar. So we'll get back to this Easter grass that we had before. And all you need to do is take like a handful of it, and I like to like just fluff mine up a bit because it gets kind of stiff sitting in the bag, and then just shove it into the jar. Okay, and then just take a few treats like those almonds I showed you before and just drop those in there. Then some more paper. And you can pack these as full or as loose as you want. You can add as many treats as you'd like. Back to the paper, and you just do this until it is full. And normally it takes about a bag, maybe half a bag to fill the jar, depending on how big it is. And we'll just put a few in the top. That'll fall down as I play. Okay. So then all we have to do is screw our lid on, and we are good to go. You can see the grass poking through the holes. They'll pull on these guys to get to the almonds that are in here, especially like these ones right here, like the almonds right by the holes. They're really going to tease them the most. They're going to want those so bad. It's going to be really funny. But yeah, so then all you have to do is hang this up in your cage by these little threads that you have here from the rope that you tied into the lid, and you're good to go. You don't necessarily have to hang it. There are some people who fill these and just like leave them in the bottom, and the rats can roll them around and kind of knock the treats out. I don't like to do that because I feel like they would knock them off shelves and hit each other with them because they're doofuses. But yeah, it's a super easy, really cheap trick. Your rats will have a ton of fun playing with these, and if they chew them down or they get old and dirty, since they're made out of plastic, you can wash them, but if they get beyond repair, then it's super easy to make another one. You can even keep the same lid and just screw it onto a new jar if you buy the same jars a lot. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If there's anything else that you would like to know about, if there's any other tutorials you'd like to see from me, stay tuned because there are a few more that I have planned, but if you have any specific ones, feel free to ask me if I can make them for you. I'd be glad to. Have a good night.